Hi there, I'm Corey, formerly of CM Plumbing. Here's some images of Bob Gujral's Fountain and how it's supposed to look. When it's working properly, you can see that kind of rippling sheen that comes down, no streams of water, and has a nice reflective property and is very quiet when it's running correctly. You can see there's a red-handled valve down on the bottom. That's one of the shut-off
Okay, so
valves
for
for the
starters,
pump and
this is
filter.
your bathroom
Here's the timer for the bathroom fan. A lot of people confuse this with the fountain, but that actually is a automatic timer for the bath fan. So these are the valves that you can shut the water off to the pumps. We never actually have to shut the water off, but when you go through, you will be required to replace the filters. Here's some info on the filter system itself.
Here we go. This is the top bank of switches. The waterfall LED, this is the one that turns on the LED in the little filter pump that we've got down in there, plus the overhead LEDs, I believe, are on that too. This is the waterfall pumps, as you well know, and then that rest is all the rest of the control floor. But those are the two primary ones that need to be switched on. Okay, so here we're looking at the lift pumps. These little pumps are the ones that take the water in from the bottom of the trough and send it up. On the end of the nose here, we've got these filters. If you wanted to shut the pump off, basically this just pops off the end. It's just probably easier to get the pump off. But basically this filter here, you could just slide it off. Like so, and wash that out, and then slide it back on.
Hi Bob, I thought I'd give you a little video to refer to for your filtration and makeup water assembly that I put in for the fountain. So we've got a shut-off valve here. If you ever have any sort of problem with the water going into the fountain, this is the shut-off valve for it. It's just a quarter turn, and it just turns basically like that, and that'll shut that off. If you do shut the water off here, you also have to click off the switch here on the power bar. What that's going to do is that shuts off the makeup water pump, the little booster pump that we've got installed on that. And as you can see here by the water flowing through the tube, we've got a really good flow rate to keep your fountain topped up with purified water. So basically the water feed line comes up, and then you can see what I've done here. You probably won't be able to see it once I put the washer and dryer back in, but you can see here we've got a drain pan assembly that has an actual connected drain hose. So if any water ever gets in here, that'll flow down this drain and into the drain at the laundry connection. So the water comes up on this blue line here at the back, and it goes into the booster pump, which is that little guy right there, that little black one. And that boosts the water pressure up to about 65 psi, between 65 and 90 somewhere. And that gives you enough pressure to run through your 5 stages of water filtration. We've got a pre-filter, we've got 2 chambers of activated carbon that'll take out any chlorine or other chemicals that are in the water. And then for the final scrubbing, we've got 2 reverse osmosis cartridges up there. So the water flows through in series 1, 2, 3, goes through this guy 4, back, and then through this one, number 5, comes out. This is the pressure switch that controls the pump. So that's where it's sensing the water pressure and increasing it accordingly. Then the branch comes off of here and goes in to this expansion tank. Now this is going to hold accumulated water so that when your makeup water valve opens to keep the fountain topped up, that's where the pressure is stored, so it'll be quite quick. You can also see that there is an outlet line here, this blue one off the pump, pardon me, this blue one back here. This is the filtered water. So this is actually the purified water that's coming down, goes through the back there, comes down, and it's going to be connected into the makeup water assembly for the fountain. So the 2 things for you to really remember are, that's the shut-off valve down there at the bottom if you ever need to shut it off. And if you do shut it off, don't forget to click the power bar off, because that's the that'll shut the pump off. We don't want to let that pump run if there's no water coming into it. Everything is tight and leak-free. I got no drips. We're all dry. It's all ready to go. There is also a water stopper alarm. It's this little guy right here. It's a little battery-operated jobby, and we just throw them out. This basically has about a 1-year lifespan on them. And what happens is if water gets inside of here, you'll hear a tone, and I've just wet my finger. That's the tone you're looking for. If there is ever any water that builds up in this pan, you want to let me know about that. But it's just here, just inside the front corner, and a guy can reach it from outside to be able to pull it out if it does go off, so that you can let me know that it's that there is an issue. But other than that, we do have to have access to these filters every once in a while. the amount of water you're going to go through, I'm going to say it's probably be an annual thing to come in, clean the filters, replace the 2 carbons in the pre-filter, and then these ones get scrubbed or replaced as well. So probably annually, but after we do it 1 year, then we can see what kind of condition they're in and then make a judgment call for how frequently we should do it at that point. So again, finally, just the switch on the power bar and the shut-off valve down here. Those are the 2 items that you need to be concerned with. I'm going to start filling the fountain up here shortly and put all the testing on that, and I'll open up the cupboard and check it out. Thank you.
Here's just an example of what the fountain looks like when it's not running correctly. If there's too much plugging going on in the top nozzles, or if the rough surface on the stainless steel wall underneath where the nozzles eject onto it, if that rough surface gets polished off due to cleaning or whatever, you're not going to get that nice laminar water flow. You're going to get more of a stream effect coming down. I actually don't mind the stream effect, but Bob doesn't like it. That's pretty much the indicator that A, the nozzles up top need to be cleaned. The filters on the pumps that are down in the bottom trough also will need to be cleaned. And chances are there's probably going to be some required sanding and touch-up of those, of where the nozzles touch the wall underneath that stainless steel cover up at the top there.
There's your warranty information, all the stuff and all the equipment we've put in. Just leave it up there.
So the few things to remember at Bob's are the 2 pumps have filters on them. They are on the intake. You pull them off and wash them out. And the nozzles need to be cleaned up top. We've been using a product called Armor Sol to clean the stainless steel, but any sort of stainless steel cleaner will work. And you have to also make sure that the nozzles up the top are cleaned out where they meet the stainless steel wall. That's about it. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory, and please use the video as your reference. Thanks again, Corey, formerly of CMP, helping you out.